Yeah.
I look down and I'm like, oh, I should be holding a baby. You got all three, and I'm just like this. I was like, well.
This is so fun. I didn't realize it was going to be an interview.
Yay! I looked over at you and I was like, oh, I just keep looking at the camera.
Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Eberle and I am with Amy and Andrea of the Metro Detroit Doula Services, and today we are going to talk about tips for postpartum partners. They're the wives, the husbands, the spouses, and how you can practice care and intentional recovery during that time. So thank you so much for being here, ladies.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks.
For having us.
Today's Wellness Wednesday is a part of the Chamber's campaign highlighting local businesses in our area who are making a difference to help our community recover physically, mentally, and emotionally. So ladies, how long has the Metro Detroit Doula Services been around?
We just celebrated our 6th year in August. Yes, and to celebrate that, we did our first annual diaper drive this year.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So
It
you're
was really
collecting
great.
diapers.
Correct.
Throughout the month of October.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to do this every year, so if people want to join that, they can contact you to partner and support. Where do those donations go?
This year, we're donating all of our proceeds to Haven in Oakland County, which supports families or women who have been through abuse, domestic abuse, sexual abuse,
Awesome.
and helping them get back on their feet.
Well, that's amazing, and thank you so much for doing that. Your generosity is huge.
We're happy.
I know it's a part of your company, your culture, even to just give back as well. So let's talk a little bit about what makes the Metro Detroit Doula Services unique.
Well, one thing that makes us unique as doulas is we're unbiased, so that means we help all folk without any judgment. But really what sets us apart is we really like to strive on less stress throughout the birthing and postpartum period and more joy. We want to bring the joy back and remind folk that there is fun and joy in the early parenthood time, and some things that not everybody understands. They might have heard of a doula and they understand that we support folk throughout pregnancy and labor, but also we support in the postpartum time, which is basically the time after baby's born. So there's no true end date on the word postpartum. So after baby's born, as doulas, we support families as well.
And that's what we're here to talk about today, specifically the postpartum time period. So I understand you have some wellness tips for us. So would you please share from your experience the best things that you can do to help someone going through that postpartum time, and whether it's a loved one or whether it's yourself?
So the main tip we say is figure out who your support team's going to be. And we feel it's a good idea to think about investing in yourself after baby's born and investing in a support team to help with that transition, just to be smoother and to feel more comfortable in it. There's all sorts of shifts. The transition can be hard, even when it's beautiful and you have triplets and they're lovely. While there is the fun and the joy, it's typically a harder transition and an identity shift. And so our number one thing we say is invest in your support team and figure out what can your support team look like. Yeah, it's a big transition for all families, whether it's your first your first baby, or you're having your 4th or 5th or 6th baby. It's exhausting. It changes your world a bit upside down, and no one really talks about the hardships of it. In going into mental health, the CDC says that 1 in 8 women experience postpartum depression, but they actually believe that the number is higher than that because there are families who don't
admit it, or they don't want to acknowledge that it's actually happening, or they might not even realize it's actually happening.
Yes.
So a lot of people know about doulas for labor work, but we're actually there to come and help you during your, early days with baby, as long as you need. There's no end time to our care. It's really just to help you with what you need to feel good about moving about your day. And it's not even an exact thing that we do, but listen to you, help give you advice, answer all your questions, help you get sleep, help
day
you
or
get a
night.
shower. Yes, it's just, in the United States, there's not great support for after baby care. Unfortunately, there's a lot that's missing from that piece. And so we can come in and help develop that to support families. That's why we do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's amazing. There's so much there that you do. I just want to unpack that for a moment. So everyone typically knows, the birthing process, but you're even able to come along after that for a special time period then, and help the mother or the family transition. And whether that's, establishing a new routine, or I imagine there's a ton to learn when there's a first child. And so
Yes.
you have any examples?
Feeding gets to be a huge thing in the beginning, and so we can help support. Now, doulas are non-medical, so that's where we come in, is from we have expertise in feeding and newborn care, postpartum healing and recovery. We kind of don't talk about that piece, that after birth, the birthing person is healing. They have a wound on the inside of their uterus that they're healing from, as well as just the process of labor. So we help focus on a healthy recovery, healthy healing, figuring out this whole feeding. Sleeping is a huge one. I mean, people make jokes about it because it's true. These babies are on about an every 2-hour feeding schedule. And that's even through the night. So getting adjusted to that and sleep deprivation and setting them up for success. And honestly, a huge part of what we do is reminding them of what is normal and that they're not alone. So sometimes it's hard to hear. It doesn't make sense until you're there holding your own baby, but a common feeling of parenthood is loneliness. So we're here to combat that.
So this is amazing, all of the support you provide mentally, physically, emotionally, but I know you have some insider tips as well that the birthing person can do, or some very practical tips. So would you please share some of those?
Yeah, one of our tips is to wear your robe
100%.
after the baby's here for as long as you want, because you're healing. Not just because you're healing, but also for your visitors. It's a visual cue for them to know that you are in fact healing and recovering from growing this baby for 40 weeks and then delivering it, however that happens. And now you're getting acclimated to baby being here and not having, having broken sleep. And so it just lets them know that, I think it keeps their mind on the time that they're there and what can I help you with and that kind of stuff. And if you need to ask them to go, it's really okay too. And have your partner maybe be the bouncer that gets them out the baby's gonna be cute in any days anyway.
It just gets cuter.
It just gets cuter. It's okay, they can come back. If you need your space and time, take it.
I think what Amy, a more generalization of that tip is, it's okay to be selfish in the early time. It's about family bonding and protecting that space. So whatever that means to each family, some family, the rules and the boundaries will be a little different for each unique situation, but this is your chance to focus on this bonding in this early postpartum time. So whatever it needs to be, letting it be that, and feeling, like Amy said, have a bouncer to protect it, because at the end of the day, that's what matters the most.
Like you said, the focus is often all on the baby, and yet this is a huge transition for the family as well.
Yeah, the parents really need a lot of the love and support. The baby is fine.
They get lots of love and support.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
So sometimes exactly as you mentioned, is that shift goes away from the parents into the baby, which of course we're here for newborns. We want them to be cared for. But we just don't want parents forgotten, and forgetting themselves. We want them to remember.
It's just so easy when you have a little one. They're just so cute. You just look at them, you want to hold them. You get pulled away from all the things that are rattling in the back of your mind that you want to maybe get done. But this baby, you just, so you get to 5 p.m. and you go, I don't even know if I brushed my teeth today, so making sure that you're doing those things for yourself. Because it's so easy to just push ourselves aside, as well as your relationships. That also takes a back burner, and there's care that has to go into being mindful about planning things with your partner and being able to connect, because the baby just takes so much of that.
Yeah, well, that's huge to shift the focus, a little bit and not be selfish. As you said, it's not selfish.
No.
Because you can't care for the baby if you're not, healthy and well too.
Exactly.
Yeah, fill your cup because they take a lot out of it. Yep.
Yeah, amazing. So what else do you ladies do? You provide services. We've talked a lot about the postpartum area, but how about just all of your services? Tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. So we have a team of labor doulas. So that means in pregnancy at any time. There's never too early. There's never too late. We joke crowning might be a little late. But reach out. Again, it's that same support team, but now it's throughout pregnancy and labor. And it's for all births, all pregnancies, all families. And throughout the pregnancy, what it looks like is you have that sounding board. We work in teams of 2, so you get to know 2 doulas. And you have that sounding board as you're navigating different options and care choices. Doulas don't ever tell you what you should do. They help you navigate what makes the most sense for your family and for you. And the highs and the lows emotionally too. So we want to hear, we're the ones that you can never complain about your pregnancy too much to us. We also don't get too much you can tell us all the exciting things and pictures and nursery, whatever you want to do. The emotional piece is there as well. And then of course throughout the labor portion, the doula joins you and is there minute by minute, contraction by contraction, and supporting the family along the way until baby is here.
Yes, and we're non-medical, so we're not midwives. We don't catch babies. We're simply the coaching, emotional piece that comes along with just clarifying everything about birth that you could possibly ask.
And that's probably one of the most overlooked pieces because everyone's used to seeing the physical, changes and worried about the health of the baby and all the focus is on the little one. And that's awesome that you really care for the mental health as well and emotional support. So.
Yes,
we do. And we're in hospitals a lot. 99% of our families are in hospital care, which is super amazing. But people also think that doulas are only at home births.
Okay.
So that's a misconception. But we also provide classes. So we have Not Your
Mother's Childbirth Education.
Not Your Mother's Childbirth Education, which we do. It's a 3-hour class.
Okay.
And when it's in person, we teach it at the chamber.
Yeah. All right.
And we heard that there's going to be some videoing in, so that's amazing too.
Yes.
Awesome. Possibly.
Hybrid. Yep.
And we also have a newborn care basics class, which we are not basic, but the name of our newborn care class is because it just goes over all of the things that you need to look for, know about, sterilizing, feeding, sleeping, comforting, all that kind of stuff.
Oh my goodness. I love that you tailor each experience to what is best for the family that you work with. Mm-hmm. That is huge, when you educate them on different opportunities and bring different pieces that they may not have thought of before.
Yes.
So thank you, ladies. This has been awesome.
Thank you.
I think that this is something that people need to talk about, like you said. Not many people focus on the birthing person. It's all about the little baby, and that's okay, that's good, but we need to make sure that everyone is cared for.
Absolutely.
So, is there anything else you want to share before we get into your contact information and how people can reach you?
Honestly, at the end of the day, like you said, we want parents to feel good and comfortable, and just know that however you're doing, this is really even just in life, not to like turn it into a metaphor, but if you're doing what's right and true for you, and this is true in parenthood, you'll feel better about yourself and have an easier go than if you're worried about comparing yourself with what else is out there.
Yes, less stress, more joy is our focus, and we think that everybody's deserving of that.
Yes. All right, thank you so much, ladies. How can people reach you?
You can go to our website at www.metrodetroitdoulaservices.com. You can also call us at 586-960-5993. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, a bunch of places.
All the places.
All the places. If you go to our website, you'll see it. And we also have our email address is info@metrodetroitdoulaservices.com, which is also on our website as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Michelle.
It's been so fun. Thank you for watching today's Wellness Wednesday video. Stay tuned to Rochester Regional Chamber of Commerce YouTube for more upcoming Wellness Wednesday videos, and along with our other campaigns. We hope you like and share and follow on social media as we continue highlighting all of the amazing local businesses in our area.